I'm Eleanor Jacobs with the Equality News Network. We're at the Harvey Milk American Diner in Hillcrest at the corner of 6th and University. We're broadcasting here today with Zoe Amos, local author and blogger, and lesbian romance and erotica.
Yes, a little bit of both.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's fun to be here. I have a lesbian adventure romance. The name of the book is called Superior.
You mentioned that your book takes place in a dystopian society. How is that society different from today?
What I've created is this area that is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is now a separate region called Superior Protectorate. After the water wars, we've got global warming here creating some real issues, some political upheavals, and then we had Civil War II. These are things that I just kind of mention in the book, but it sets up the premise for this future society and how the women live within it. It's somewhat a throwback, as sometimes we see people think the old days are the better days,
right,
and that more rules mean a more just, even society, and of course that's never the case.
The gay community has worked out all its issues and we're good? We're golden in the future?
No, I'd have to say quite the opposite. In this particular society, the people have grouped together because they're tired of what they think of as all this nonsense that's taken place in the past, and they're looking for what they feel are what we would call today family values, and no, that does not include those types of relationships. In fact, they are strictly forbidden, and of course that's why our two main characters who fall in love and cannot abide by the current political structure and what they have to do, the lengths they have to go to work around that.
So it's the book, like all relationships, has a happy ending?
Yes, it's a romance. You can't call it a romance unless it has a happy ending. Perhaps, though, not what people are going to think. The book does have a lot of twists and turns in it, quite unexpected along the way, and the ending, it still will come quite as a surprise to many, I'm sure.
You've also written erotica, lesbian erotica.
I have.
Tell me how you see them as different. I would hope that my romances had some erotica in them.
Yes. Well, I guess I think of my erotica as being more graphic, first of all. There's certainly some sex in Superior, but it's more of a warm and feeling, not so much wild and crazy. But that's not to say it wouldn't make your toes curl.
It seems that your characters are not allowed to be together. So I would assume any time that they are together that it would add some...
Oh, yes, because it's forbidden.
Elements, yeah.
And they have to sneak away. And we all know that adds an element of extra.
That's right, a little extra boom boom right here.
Superior is the lesbian romance adventure slated to come out on November the 7th, 2013. It will be available as an ebook and as a paperback on Amazon. It's certainly easy for people just to go to Amazon and get it. I have about 20 or so short stories on Amazon at this point, all in ebook format. Go to lesbian.com/blogs and you'll see the Zoe Amos blog there. I'm published about every 2-3 weeks on a variety of topics.
And I was mentioning before that you've had other books that are published.
Yes, we have this one right here. This is You Don't Ask, You Don't Get, Proven Techniques to Get More Out of Life. This came out in 2010, and this is probably a good time to let people know, in case they don't know already, that Zoe Amos is my pen name. My real name is Janet F. Williams. This book did fairly well. It won 3 different awards, and it's just a great way to learn how to ask for what you want and increase your chances for getting it.
Thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you. We spoke earlier, and you said that the ending that you came up with when you went to publish is not the same ending that you had originally planned for your for your characters.
That's true. Part of the writing process involves not just my editor, the book is professionally edited, but I also have a number of readers. And I really value what my readers tell me because they give me a perspective. It's like I'm too close, I can't see the forest for the trees, but they can. And I had a few things pointed out to me along the way that if they felt that my characters weren't being true to themselves or that the readers deserved something perhaps slightly different, I wanted to pay attention to those suggestions. And yes, I did make some changes. So I'm very happy with the end result, and I think the readers will be happy too.
How did you find your critics before your book went to press?
My readers? Well, they are critics only in the sense that they provide constructive criticism. Fortunately, they've been pretty happy with the flow of the book, even for the ones who say this wasn't their particular genre of choice.
Right.
I do choose friends and family, people who have liberal arts education, who really enjoy reading and providing some extra line editing and also some content editing. You want to make sure the continuity is there, that there's no loose ends, and I believe I've accomplished that with their help.
Why did you choose to use the pen name Zoe Amos?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked me that.
Or use a pen name, yeah.
Well, for marketing purposes, I had already marketed myself in my business. I'm a consultant, I do sales training, business communications, I speak and so forth, and I do a certain amount of nonfiction writing, and that's all branded under my name. It's not unusual to choose a pen name for a different genre because it is easier to find your audience that way. So my lesbian writing, I blog on lesbian.com. You can find me on Who is Zoe Amos on Twitter. I'm at zoe.amos.author on Facebook, and I'm always looking to connect with other readers and writers. So Zoe Amos gives me a chance to brand myself under that name. And I did choose those names for particular reasons. The Zoe part I thought sounded young and hip and maybe a little more today, a relatable name. And Amos, partly because I wanted a letter that started with A. I'm so tired of being at the end of the alphabet. I wanted to be at the front of someone's list. And I can put the whole name, it's short, on the cover of the book and still have letters that are large enough to read. So I thought it out, really did.